Hi there, my name is Janet Gorond and I'm the founder of Tribe Sober. I'm delighted to welcome you to this webinar, which is called How to Quit Drinking and Start Living. And as someone that quit drinking 10 years ago, I can vouch for that title. We do live webinars now and again, but many people contact us and they say, oh, that's 3 o'clock in the morning for me on this time zone. Or they say, oh, I'll be at work, I'll be at the office, can't really get the privacy I need. So we've decided to create this on-demand version so that more people can get to see this life-changing information. But just because we're not live, please don't think we're not available. You can contact me by sending an email to janet@tribesober.com. You can go to our website, which is tribesober.com, and you'll see the little green WhatsApp button. Send a message via that and you'll get straight through to me. And I'm pretty good at returning my messages. Let's get to the presentation, which is going to last about 45 minutes. So I am asking you to put yourself first for 45 minutes. No running around after the kids or the husband, or just block out all of those distractions and take 45 minutes for yourself. Put yourself first, because this information that I'm going to give you, it genuinely could change your life. So I think that's worth 45 minutes of your busy day. Let's get to it. Here we go. How to quit drinking and start living. By the end of this webinar, by the end of the 45 minutes that you've promised me, you're going to understand why you've struggled to change your drinking habits, because I'm sure you have, otherwise you would have done it and you wouldn't be here. You'll understand what 3 steps you need to take, and you're going to feel motivated, excited, and driven to take action. If you're feeling skeptical, hang around. I promise you're going to feel that way. And this webinar is for you if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. You feel like you just can't do this anymore. Most of us have one of those moments before we make the big change. And if you've known probably for years that you can't do this anymore, you're done with alcohol, but the problem is you don't know how to stop, and you try and you fail and you manage a few days and you fail again. So you don't know how to do it. I'm here to explain how you can do it. And if you've tried and failed to quit many times, then obviously this is also for you. If you really want to finally crack the sobriety code, if you're really serious about this, then I'm asking you to close your email, close those 25 browser tabs, close the office door. If you've got kids, just ask them to be nice and not try and kill each other, just for 45 minutes. I went from a social drinker to somebody that used alcohol to manage her stress, and that then morphed into dependency, which is a pretty familiar story, and many of our Tribe Sober members have been through that journey. I spent 10 years trying and failing to moderate. So I drank for 40 years, between the ages of 20 and 60, basically. And now I'm nearly 10 years sober. I'll be 10 years in May 2025. My professional background is in training and development. I was an HR director in corporate for many years, and I'm also a qualified recovery coach. My drinking career, I'm going to distill it down to 3 wake-up calls. My first wake-up call at the age of 25, when I was hosting a party in my apartment with some other girls, and I just got completely blackout drunk. In my wisdom, I decided that I was going to have a bath, so I passed out in that bath, and my flatmates had to call 999, and they had to break down the door because I'd locked the door in my drunken stupor, and they had to resuscitate me. So I very nearly died at the age of 25. But I didn't worry about that. I didn't take it seriously. My friends and I, to be honest, we just turned it into a little bit of a joke. Hilarious. I look back with what I know now, and it was far from hilarious. But that was my first serious incident with drinking. As I got older and I got into my 50s, I got breast cancer. With the knowledge that I have now, I know that there is a very strong link between heavy drinking and 7 types of cancer. The drinking was linked to cancer, but even then I didn't stop. I think I might have switched from white wine to red wine because somebody told me, oh, red wine's good for you. Why don't you have a few glasses of red wine every night? So of course I did. I got into my 60s, still drinking. At the age of 63, I was away for a weekend in a beautiful place and obviously drinking a lot. I was with a lot of boozy people. It was just one of those crazy weekends. And I had a blackout. By that time, I was getting serious blackouts. This blackout lasted for about 6 hours. I completely lost most of the previous day. And my friends told me that I was walking okay, I was talking okay, I wasn't even slurring my words, yet I had absolutely no memory. And that really frightened me. I thought, I know that I'm harming my body, the breast cancer, but now it looks like I'm harming my brain. So I got sober in 2015. I educated myself once I discovered just what alcohol was doing to my brain and my body. I found I wanted it less and less. I built my toolkit, I found my people, and I found my passion. And my passion obviously is helping other people to do what I did. I found my people at a one-day workshop in London, funnily enough, because I tried AA here in South Africa, just couldn't find my people. The meetings close to me were quite male orientated, and there were people there that were further down the line than I was. I wasn't drinking in the morning. I hadn't lost everything. So it was a bit counterproductive for me because I would leave those meetings thinking, maybe I'm not that bad. But I was that bad. I was downing at least a bottle of wine a night, and that's just not sustainable, especially as you get older. At this one-day workshop in London, I found other ladies that were downing a bottle of wine a night, and we connected, we stayed connected, we had a WhatsApp group, and we all helped each other to get sober. I decided once I'd got sober, I felt so amazing. I just felt like a different person. I felt so much healthier and happier. And I decided to use the skills that I'd developed in corporate to help other people to do what I'd done. I ran workshops, I did lots of media. We started our membership because people that came to our workshops, they wanted to stay connected with me, get more content from me, and they wanted to stay connected with each other. In 2020, to celebrate my 5th soberversary, I started a podcast, and there are now about 240 weekly episodes of the Tribe Sober podcast, which is full of inspiration via other people's recovery stories. And I also interview a lot of doctors and scientists to get the lowdown on alcohol. If you haven't discovered our free podcast yet, then please have a listen. The one thing that literally changed my entire life was finding my people. I love this quote by C.S. Lewis. Friendship is born in the moment when one person looks at another and says, "You too?" I thought I was the only one. Because it can be very lonely, this alcohol dependence, because you tend to look at your family, people around you, and they seem to be able to manage a few glasses of wine without passing out or having a blackout. But once you find other people, and there are absolutely millions, billions of people like us, people that no longer have an off switch because they've crossed the line into dependence and they want to stop drinking. They know it's bad for them, but they just don't know how to do it. You need to find your people because your family tribe won't get you. They'll probably say to you, oh, just cut down a bit. That's what my husband used to say. And your drinking buddy tribe will just laugh at you. They'll say, don't be so boring. But join Tribe Sober and you're going to find people that will understand you, people that are just where you are, people that have been just where you are. So are you ready to find your people? This probably isn't the first webinar that you're attending. You know how it works. I'm going to give you lots of valuable information that could well change your life. And at the end, I'm going to make an offer. I thought we should get radical and go straight to that offer. I've personally sat through webinars and I've got more and more interested in their offering some amazing course. And I think, yeah, I love this. I'm going to sign up. And then we get to the end and I see the price and I think, oh, I can't afford that. So I get a bit grumpy about it because I feel like I've wasted an hour of my time. But I just want you to realize how very affordable Tribe Sober is. So I'm telling you what the offer is. We're offering annual membership. All you have to do is go to our website, hit join our tribe, and you will find the price. We have members from all over the world. So our website is configured so that when you hit join our tribe, you're going to see our membership prices in your own currency. Check out how very affordable it is. If you join up, you put in the code webinar and you'll automatically get a 20% discount. So that'll be a year of support for your year of transformation. And we've got a fabulous bonus to go with that in true webinar style. And I'm going to tell you about that bonus at the end. So it really is worth hanging around. So let's get to the webinar, shall we? This was a survey run by a recovery group in the US, and they asked hundreds of people in recovery. They said, how long was it between that moment when you knew that you had a problem to the moment when you reached out for help and started making the changes that you needed to? And then they took an average of all those replies, those hundreds of replies, and they came up with 11 years. And when I first heard that, I thought, oh, that seems awfully long. But then I really thought about my own situation and realized that I spent most of my 50s trying and failing to drink less. Why do people get stuck? The biggest mistake we make is we think that it's about willpower. It's not about willpower. I will explain that in a moment. They also think that they're not that bad. I mentioned, didn't I, when I went to AA meetings and I was hearing all these horror stories, I thought, I'm not that bad. But we shouldn't be comparing ourselves with the homeless tramp in the park that's lost everything because of alcohol. We should be comparing ourselves with the very best version of ourselves that we can be. Because even if alcohol doesn't destroy you, it's going to stop you reaching your potential. Another reason people get stuck is they try to do it alone, especially for women. There's a lot of shame around over drinking. In my case, my attitude was, well, I got myself into this mess and I'll get myself out of it because I'm a very strong person and I usually achieve everything I set my mind to. But this thing, I could not do it alone. And people have no idea how to quit. And that's what we're about at Tribe Sober. Do you have an inner struggle is my next question. Do you have conversations with yourself? Because I used to. I would wake up with a filthy hangover and I would say to myself, oh, I've got to quit drinking. And then my subconscious would say, oh, you'll lose all your friends. You'll never have fun anymore. How will you relax without glasses of wine at the end of the day? Most of us spend that 11 years having this inner struggle. We've got our conscious mind, 10% of our mind, and then we've got the vast majority, 90% is subconscious, and your subconscious will be running the show because that's how it works. Our subconscious mind is hugely powerful. It absorbs all the experiences that happen to us. It's processing information 24/7, even when you're asleep. So how are we going to end that struggle? We're going to tackle the subconscious. We need to tackle the mind shift, don't we? So let's look at how we can do that. Our brains get hijacked over the decades because The liquor industry is so powerful and it is so rich, and it spends trillions and trillions of dollars every single year trying to convince us that their toxic product is something that we need in our lives. And they are hugely successful at that. Especially the wine industry targeting women, which they have done directly for the last 20 years. They've been stunningly successful. If you ask any woman in the street how she feels about wine, she's very likely to say, oh, I like a glass of wine at the end of the day or now and again. It's just there in our minds that wine is some kind of form of self-care, which is mad because it's completely the opposite. It does us a lot of harm. So we have the marketing, and then it's a double whammy because we also have the societal norms. Anyone that's tried to take a break from drinking or giving up drinking will have had these comments. Why aren't you drinking? What's wrong with you? You're crazy. Just have one glass, blah, blah, blah. It's always there. It's very deeply entrenched in our society. We live in an alcoholic society, and alcohol has been hugely normalized. We think it's normal to drink. So let's change our mindset. The first step really is to be aware of it. When I watch a movie these days, I say to myself, okay, how long till the star of the show comes out? Usually less than 5 minutes. And what's the star of the show? It's not a film star. It's a glass of wine or it's a glass of whiskey. It's in all the movies, all the TV series, and of course, all the direct advertising as well. And how do we change it? We get the facts, do some research, read some books. There's a whole genre of books, if you haven't discovered them yet, that are called Quit Lit, and they're fascinating. Listen to podcasts, start with the Tribe Sober podcast, and just start educating yourself. And then you have to start uncoupling alcohol from activities where you always drink. Here in South Africa, when I run the workshops, local ladies, they say to me, how can I enjoy the sunset without my glass of wine? So I say to them, drink a non-alcoholic drink for the next 66 nights when you watch a sunset, because that's how long it takes to change a habit. And you will have then uncoupled your alcohol from the sunset. Just start uncoupling the alcohol from activities where you're always used to drinking, and start seeing through the marketing bullshit. Just laugh at it. When you recognize it and you think, oh, they're doing it again, it loses its power. When you see a glass of champagne, it's 10% ethanol, which is the poison that is in alcohol. We actually put it in petrol, and 90% marketing. We've just been made fools of. There's a book that I love by a friend of mine called Ken Middleton, and it's called Bamboozled: How Alcohol Made Fools of Us All. Reframing is hugely powerful as well. I say to people when they come to Tribe Sober, because they're often a bit miserable, their doctor might have told them they've got to stop, or they've been having terrible blackouts, or they've had an accident, all sorts of dramas. I say to them, don't be depressed here. You don't have a drinking problem. You've got an opportunity to completely change your life in the most positive way you cannot imagine now. You've got an opportunity for personal growth, and you're going to gain so much more than you will lose by giving up alcohol. So reframe your thinking. You're going to lose hangovers, anxiety, self-loathing, regret, excess waste, and poor quality sleep. You're really sad about losing those, and look what you're going to gain. Better health, more energy, less anxiety, self-worth. There's a lot of pride that comes with this. We learn to love ourselves again, and we feel proud of what we're doing, because this is a hard thing to do. We get a sense of peace and freedom and more time and money. So that's mindset. What's step 2? Emotions. Emotions drive our behavior. Did you know that alcohol actually rewires our brain? If we're dependent on alcohol, our brain looks different to a normal brain. So we need to rewire the brain, and we'll do that via our emotions. So recognize that this is an opportunity. Get curious, get excited, and live fearlessly. Feel all the feelings. I'm a fan of Glennon Doyle, and she always says, we're not here to be happy, we're here to feel all the feels. So don't be afraid of your feelings, because if we're drinkers, we've been drinking to numb those feelings away. You can rewire your brain by not drinking. If we quit drinking, which is a really hard thing to do, it's so hard that the majority of people wouldn't even consider doing it. But if you do this thing, you've rewired your brain to do hard things, and it means that you can do more hard things. And there's a wonderful sense of courage and confidence that comes with sobriety, because basically you're thinking, wow, if I could do that, I can do pretty much anything. Bring it on. Because discomfort is the currency of growth. We say to people when they say, oh, I feel a bit down, it's really hard, because it is hard in those first few weeks, few months. We have to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because those icky feelings, they're not going to kill us. They will pass. All feelings are transient, whether it's joy or misery, it will pass. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is the recovery curve that we use at Tribe Sober. It's the process of transition. That first year, it is absolutely full of ups and downs. Recovery is not a linear process. At the end of this webinar, I hope that you'll be like this little guy clicking his heels together here. You'll feel motivated and inspired, and you'll join Tribe Sober. But after a couple of weeks, you'll be thinking, oh, this is hard, you know, it's bigger than I thought. But if you've joined us, you'll have other people to talk to about that, and we can get you through that. But it's full of ups and downs. So this offer that we're making to you today, it's for a year of membership, which will see you through this entire period of ups and downs. So we've talked about mindset, we've talked about emotion, how you need to get excited, and now we're going to talk about community. Why do you need a community? Because you need a judgment-free space. You need positive role models, encouragement, support, accountability, and you need a new tribe for this journey. If you've ever listened to our podcast, you'll hear me say at the beginning that your family tribe will tell you to cut down a bit, your drinking tribe will laugh at you, but Tribe Sober will understand you. You need a different tribe for this journey. People that are doing the same thing or they've done the same thing. Community connects. There's a fabulous TED talk by an English journalist called 𝐬𝐮𝐻𝐫𝐿, and he describes a scientific experiment that actually proves that connection is the opposite of addiction. You have to connect with others on the same path, and you will experience the power of vulnerability if you join Tribe Sober. We're all very honest. Nobody is pretending. We're all very honest about the problems that we've experienced. We're honest about just how unhappy alcohol made us. And we are honest about how much we're enjoying our new alcohol-free lives when we get through it. So community connects people on the same path, people who understand each other. Let me be quiet for a moment and let a few of our community speak. So this is Lisa from the US.
Lisa, I'm from the United States, and I joined Tribe Sober back in March of 2023. I actually quit drinking in February of 2023, but I knew I needed a little bit of extra help and connection, so that's why I joined in March. Let's see, I will be alcohol-free for 14 months on April 8th. It's one of the best things I've ever done for myself. I feel totally amazing. And I also host the Zoom calls for the US and Canada group every Tuesday night from 7 until 8 o'clock. And hope to see you guys there sometime.
And here is Bontley, who's in South Africa.
For many years, I tried myself to stop drinking, and it's not easy when you don't have the right support and if you don't have people that are really rooting for you. I'm now enjoying the fruits of sobriety, all thanks to 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 and the amazing community I found.
And last but not least, Susanna, also in the US.
So if you've been wanting to quit drinking for, like me, many years, 2 decades, in fact, and you have no sobriety or periods of sobriety, and you just, you want that permanent change of perspective, belief, this might be the place for you. It sure was for me.
Community can be fun. We have a cartoonist in our community, and she regularly does these fabulous drawings for us. You might have been in that place where you wake up at 3 a.m. feeling dreadful, get your laptop, start doing one of those quizzes. Am I an alcoholic? It says things like, do you drink in the morning? And you say no. So then you convince yourself you're absolutely fine. And there you go again. Sarah's testimonial here was that she wasn't sure that Tribe Sober would suit her because she's an introvert. But she says to her great surprise, she was all over the groups, connecting and enjoying the chats, sharing information and ideas. She had no idea what she was missing, and now she's 2 years sober. So are we your community? That is the big question here, isn't it? We have 400 members, and we have members from all over the world. And because we're not that big, I mean, there's me and I have a small team that helps me, but because we're only 400, not thousands like some sobriety groups, we're able to give you personal attention and we help you to stay on track. There's no overwhelm. I joined other memberships and I found that they threw all these courses and all this information at me and I just didn't know where to start and I felt overwhelmed. So we've designed our membership to be the opposite of that. We guide you all of the way and we help you to build a beautiful alcohol-free lifestyle. Tribe Sober membership takes you on a journey of transformation. This is the moderation swamp, as we call it. This is the hangover that we're all familiar with. And we want to take you to the sunlit fields of sobriety, or that sunlit beach of sobriety. Tribe Sober is just the journey. We want you to focus on the destination. I've got a nice analogy for you about the destination. This is a picture of me on my last holiday, which was in Mozambique. When I decided I wanted to go there, I did all the research and I was looking at beaches like this and I was thinking, oh yes, that's where I want to go. I made up my mind, that's my destination. What a beautiful destination. Then I thought, okay, how am I going to get there? But I didn't dwell on it. I booked and then I didn't think about the journey. I had a few months before the holiday took place. So all this time I was thinking about the destination because the journey, it wasn't that easy. I had to get a cab to the airport and then there were 2 planes involved, waiting, queuing, got to Mozambique mainland and then I had to get a boat over to this island. So it was exhausting and quite hard and boring. But I didn't care because I knew my destination would be worth it, and it certainly was. This isn't an advertisement for a holiday in Mozambique. Your destination is an alcohol-free life, and we just provide you a safe journey there. Your destination is a happier and healthier lifestyle. You're going to look better, you're going to feel better, you'll have better relationships, more energy, more motivation. And sobriety is just the beginning. It's a springboard for self-development. It's the springboard for the rest of your life. There's a couple of myths I want to smash here. I had a lady at one of the workshops and I took her through our toolkit, which is 15 tools. And she said, oh, am I going to have to use all of these tools every day for the rest of my life? Is this going to be a lifetime struggle? So I want to reassure you that it is not a lifetime struggle. It is 3 months of hard work. We've been going for 9 years now, and we've helped hundreds of people on this journey. And we see over and over again, 3 months hard work, and then admittedly a few months to reconfigure your life, make your sobriety stick. But it doesn't have to be a lifetime struggle. That was another issue that I had with AA, because I would sit in meetings and people would say, oh, I've been coming here for 30 years. And I would think, I don't want to be thinking about sobriety for 30 years. So it is not a lifetime struggle. Get your head right and it'll be done in 3 months. Another false one. Many people don't get started on this journey because they're full of fear. They think, oh, I won't be able to keep it going for more than a month, and then everybody will laugh at me because I told them I'd stop drinking. Please don't think you have to be perfect. You can still be drinking when you join Tribe Sober, because we're going to teach you that this is about progress and not perfection. The first thing we give our members is this tracker, and we ask them to fill in every little square in a pretty colour that they like when they didn't drink. And if they have a slip up, they have a slip up. So they're going to put a black mark on the tracker and they're going to get right back on the bus the next day. What's good about that is that most people will put on the group, oh, I had a slip up last night, and everybody will pile in and they'll say, don't beat yourself up, just get back on the bus, the sober bus, as we talk about. We have a member, she's actually part of our Tribe Sober team now. And in her first year of sobriety, she had 84 day ones. So look at this sheet here. Imagine 84 black marks on there. But here's the thing. Every time she got back on the bus to be sober for a while, she stayed on the bus for longer. So when we looked at her tracker, we could see that each sober stretch just got longer and longer. And now she's 4 years sober and absolutely thriving in her alcohol-free life. It's about progress, not perfection. So please don't think, I can't do this. You can do it and we can help you. So at this point, you've got 2 choices, haven't you? You can either do nothing, stay stuck in that struggle place, 11 more years, maybe. Your life is going to stay the same. And one thing you can be sure of is that your drinking is going to get worse. So you can do that, or you can enter our safe space of transformation and let us help you through those first difficult months and help you get started on a life-changing journey. And you can become the person you were meant to be. And both of those choices, frankly, are going to be hard. If you join the tribe, you'll have 3 months of adjustment, and it's going to be hard. But we ask you to have an open mind, be curious, listen and learn, and we'll get you through. It's going to be so much harder, isn't it, to keep drinking, keep becoming more and more dependent, more isolated, more anxious, and putting your health at risk. Remember that alcohol is a trap, and hasn't it stolen enough from you already? It steals your sleep, your looks, your health, your time, money, peace of mind, energy and motivation. It traps you in Groundhog Day. How many times have you woken up and thought, oh, I've got a hangover, not going to drink this evening? You get to 5 p.m, you're feeling better and you think, oh, I can manage just a cheeky glass of wine. And so it goes on. Nothing ever changes, and you'll get stuck in your life and in your drinking. And think about what you spend on alcohol. We worked out even a moderate drinker that gets through just 2 bottles of wine a week will actually spend about $2,500. And wouldn't it be worth it just to be alcohol-free without feeling deprived, to break free from that guilt, blame and shame cycle, to end the struggle and learn to love yourself again, to wake up every morning full of energy and joy. So we're inviting you into our place of transformation. You're going to find a safe space, meet others on the same path. You'll find all the knowledge and tools that you need without being overwhelmed. You find connection and inspiration. 40% of our members are sober. A lot of people come to Tribe Sober, they get sober and then they leave, which is absolutely fine. But a lot of those members just stick around because they love the community and they love to help new people. You'll get so much help. There's always someone to talk to. Hundreds of Tribe members have changed their lives, so come and join them. This is our cartoonist, Sarah. This is how people are when they join. They're in survival mode, a lot of them. The bottle of wine every night, just feeling glum. Even after 30 days, she's got her alcohol-free drink here now. She'll be getting her drive back. She'll be seeing little glimpses of maybe this life could be something special. She'll hang in there. She'll get her drive back. Within 6 months, she'll feel like a different person. She's got a cup of tea, her plants growing nicely, and then she'll be absolutely thriving. I know it's really hard when you're at this stage to even imagine how beautiful your life can become. So you have to trust the people that have been there before you. As a Tribe member, what do you get? Community, accountability, and knowledge. Look at those a little bit closer. I've talked quite a lot about community. Here's yet another testimonial. This is Roz, who is celebrating her 50th wedding anniversary here with her husband, who actually joined her in her journey after seeing how amazing she looked and felt after a few months without the booze. And then the accountability. We have the tracker. I've talked about that before, but we also have little WhatsApp groups for people at different stages of the journey. When you join, we put you on the on-ramp group. That's for the first month. And then you'll be promoted. And it's quite a big moment when you're promoted. You'll be promoted to 30 days plus. Then you'll be promoted to 6 months. And then we have 1 year, 2 years. We have Tribe Sober Moms who have a group together. Tribe Sober Platinum, that's over 2 years. It's wonderful to be with people that are at the same stage. On each of these groups, we also have our cheerleaders to support people. So you've got your community, your accountability, and also the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Once you understand what alcohol does to you, you just won't want it anymore. So rather than overwhelming you with lots of courses, we've split our content into modules. Your first 30 days, you get 1 a day, bite-sized chunks. Sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's a shopping list of alcohol-free drinks, a very powerful exercise. When you do the member journey, as we call it, you log your lessons. So we can keep an eye on how you're progressing. And if we see people are getting stuck in the members' journey, we dive in and we say, how can we help? Is it a tech issue, or have you lost motivation a bit? We can see what's going on. 3 steps: community, accountability, and knowledge. So the offer: annual membership, 20% discount, use the code webinar. Go to tribesober.com, hit join our tribe. We're offering you a year of support for your year of transformation. And we're also offering you a bonus. The membership is so affordable anyway, especially with the 20%, but we're offering you our masterclass. The masterclass is a series of short videos and a workbook. It represents 3 hours of self-study. So you can work your way through that during your first few weeks, and it'll give you an absolute flying start to your year of transformation. It helps you with the mindset change, helps you to build a personal sobriety toolkit, and it shows you the way to thriving in your alcohol-free life. Why annual? Because we do have monthly membership, but we putting the emphasis here on annual because we want commitment. We want to see you succeed. We don't want you to just buy our membership. We want you to succeed in your sobriety journey. So if you buy annual membership, it means that you're making a commitment to the recovery curve that I showed you earlier. We don't want you to just sign up. We want you to succeed. We want you to stay connected for a year and make your sobriety stick. And then you might be one of those people that wants to stay with us forever because you've made lifelong friends in our community. We want you to quit drinking and then build an alcohol-free lifestyle that you love. I see this journey in 2 stages. The first stage is the behavior change, and then it's about reconfiguring your life. And that's the exciting part. That's the adventure. More reasons we're offering you annual is that it's actually cheaper, quite apart from the 20%, because you only pay for 10 months. You're getting a bonus masterclass for viewers of this webinar only. You can actually look on the website and see the value of the bonus masterclass because it does have a value and people buy it all the time. So if you've got any doubts now that you know what the price is, just think about 1 month subs. It's a few bottles of wine. You're going to actually save money by doing this. The membership's for you if you're sick and tired, feeling sick and tired, if you've reached that moment where you're done, you just can't do it anymore. You want tools to help you to change. Invest in yourself and take this massive action, because it is a massive action. It will change your life dramatically in such a good way. 20% discount code webinar, bonus masterclass, 𝐿𝐸𝐵𝐿.com, hit join our tribe. And just have faith. Faith is taking that first step, even if you can't see the whole staircase. I love that quote by Martin Luther King. By joining Tribe Sober, you're taking that first step. You need to have faith in us because we've climbed that staircase and we're telling you guys it's awesome at the top and we want you to come and join us. So last word from a tribe member, 𝐬𝐮𝐻𝐬𝐿. She has just celebrated her first soberversary.
Hi, my name's 𝐬𝐿𝐻𝐬𝐿. I'm 55 years old and I decided to quit drinking just over 6 months ago. It was whilst listening to a podcast one day, I came across this lady who struck a chord called Janet Gourand. She had set up a group called Tribe Sober. It was a global community with people on there who had been sober for many years and for many minutes and everything in between. And so I immediately went onto her website and signed up and have not regretted it. Every single day I tap into the WhatsApp messages. It's such a nice feeling. And by literally 6 months later, I feel like I know these women. We have a Zoom cafe on Saturday where we all check in. So I couldn't recommend Tribe Sober more to fill in that huge gap, which is community, support, help, love, tips, you name it. So get on, go and do it. Don't even hesitate for one moment, and good luck to you in your sober journey.
So thank you, 𝐬𝐿𝐻. Last word from me now. We created our membership to make sure that you get the support that you need and to ensure that you never feel alone on this life-changing journey. So sign up today, come join our tribe.